Hi, this is Professor Karen Leong. I wanted to talk about some of the assignments that you've done and that are coming up in APA 360 Japanese Americans. First of all, thank you so much for the friendly and, for the most part, really fascinating and thoughtful introductions to yourself and your family's history of immigration or non-immigration in the case of Indigenous peoples. I also really appreciated the substantive comments most of you made in response to your classmates' posts, and there was a great discussion among four of you about why the Japanese government sought to really control the complexion and the color of the skin of immigrants from Japan to the United States. And this refers to colorism. And I think there were some excellent insights from different students about why that happened. In terms of the current event analysis, those also were very strong, but there's a couple of things you need to remember to do to get full points. First of all, put the URL of your news source at the top of the page. Some of you did op-eds, which is not going to be as easy or as straightforward to talk about as a news article about a news event. So I really highly suggest that you use news events as opposed to op-eds where they give opinions and they give overviews. And finally, please pay attention to your spelling. Please make sure you're citing the readings you're using from the class and the materials you're using from the class. Part of this is really about how do you apply concepts from the class to current events. So it's really important that you're very clear about which concepts you're using. On other news, I want to let you know that there will be a video presentation due at the end of week 4, April 8th. And it's not as easy to do as it might seem unless you're used to doing video presentations. What I want to do is encourage you to practice before you do it. Right now, you should be finding a text that you're going to use, poetry, word, spoken word, or art, and you need to really practice and figure out how much time you have. I gave you more time because I found in creating my sample presentation that I ran out of 5 minutes very fast. That's partly because I decided to read the whole poem, which might have not been the best idea. If you have a long poem, you can only really read 1 or 2 stanzas that gets at the heart of what you're trying to say. If you look at my sample presentation, which is under week 3, I would probably give it a B. I don't think I gave very specific discussion, and I don't think my reading was as compelling as it could have been. But I do think that it's okay to practice, that this is part of learning, this is a process, and I will be looking for eye contact. I'll look that you've practiced what you're saying. I actually wrote in an outline of the key terms I was going to use so that I could do it in 1 take, because I did several takes before it worked. So I just suggest that for that presentation, which is worth 50 points, that you practice and plan now for that assignment. All right, thanks so much, and again, I look forward to reading your week 2 and week 3 posts.